All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So I wanted to cover NKLA on the last one. Instead, I'm just going to do a bigger EV one here, all right? Look, EVs were not doing well, all right? I've made a lot of money on EV stocks. I obviously got really loud about the AI stocks because that's where the money started to move. But hey, EVs are making a really hard comeback right now, all right? RIVN is the easiest one to see it on, right? But yeah, NKLA looks really interesting if I can actually say that. Lucid, I'll be honest, I don't know what the chart looks like. There was a viewer request on it, so I'm gonna throw it in. MULN's obviously been making a couple of interesting moves we'll talk about, and then if it's not too long a video, I at least wanna cover Tesla, all right? But yeah, I'm excited for this, and overall, I'm really happy for the EV sector. I know there's a lot of passionate people in this. It's not quite the like hardcore love of other tickers I know, but yeah, people do love these stocks, right? And again, I'm always happy when everyone's making money, you know what I mean? So before we go any further, what are we gonna do though? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how this thing is setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There's plenty of them, right? But yeah, there are a bunch of horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to the channel, share this thing on the internet, comment good or bad, like this video. I'm telling you, anything you can do really does help me out, but I swear, just giving me your time is beyond appreciated, all right? So thank you. So look, let's get into RIVN, and I'm gonna be honest, there's not a lot of things I can talk about here, right? Like, this is fantastic. The one thing I wanna say is, I think this chart echoes so many things I've said on past videos, all right? Look, first and foremost, the spacing between these moving averages makes a lot of difference to me. And when you have something this tight down here, the next one up here, and you can break it, look, the way it works is you break the 8, go to the 20, break the 20, go to the 50, break the 50, go to the 100, break the 100, and look, test it, break it, no confirmation, test it, break it, confirm. The next thing you're gonna do is go to the 200, and that's what it did. It goes from the 100 to the 2 like a champ, and that spacing right there is roughly speaking a 33% move. You're going from 15 to 20 and you're adding 5, right? You've only got 3 5s. Here's one more of them, right? So, and obviously you get another extra juicy 14 burger just as a side, right? So this is fantastic, all right? The next real thing I always talk about is, look, red becomes a really easy green. And truth be told, I think this thing still wants to go to 28, all right? I know that's a high RSI. Around the 80s, I generally start to say, hey, it's a little overbought and we're gonna come down, right? But man, I also say volume is king. And when you can do this, like, this is not a pump and dump, all right? This is get bigger, hold it, get bigger. You know what I mean? Like, this is a beautiful increase in volume that brings a beautiful movement. And look, I know it sounds funny, right? But yeah, obviously if you wrote it from here to here, you were gonna make more money. There is nothing wrong with waiting till right here, getting your confirmation and running. Right? Like, that's what I'm here for. There are no safe trades. There are no guaranteed trades. These lines don't mean I never make things wrong. Like, you know what I mean? But there are ways of trying to, like, man, make this thing a 52 versus 48. Give yourself that extra 2% over your trading career. Dude, you're gonna live, you're gonna live, you know, dudes, I'm not saying it like that, right? But you are gonna live a better life than most of the people around you, all right? So look for the safe trades, look for the good channels. This on its own is a red. Once we got over that, green, right? Once we got over this, you know, so this one is less about what, and again, what I'm thinking, like, I'll give it again, I think it's gonna come up to here. I think once this gets to 28, I think the 8 will get about to here. I think this will eventually come back down to 23 something, right? Like, we've made a good run. We're gonna need to calm down, and then this thing is gonna keep running. Like, I don't know if we're gonna get, like, I am not here to talk about $100 dreams on 24. I do think we're gonna come into this. I think we're either gonna hit 33 or 40. from there, if this breaks 40, that's where we'll start talking about 60. If this thing gets close to 60, that's where I'll draw my next lines, right? So, dude, RIVN has really good charts on top of really good news, on top of really good volume. That's just beautiful on its, you know what I mean? So, yeah, this one I think is more a recap of everything I've talked about than it is, you know, the chart itself. But the next one I do want to talk about is NKLA. All right, so let's take a look at NKLA. NKLA does a really nice move, right? Again, we just talked about it on the last one. Break the 8, go to the 20. Break the 20, go to the 50. Break the 50, go to the 100. Break the 100 and go to the no. I can't quite yet break it. And again, this is why every video I talk about confirmation. This thing looks like it's going to do it, but doesn't do it. This thing opens above it, but closes down here. That don't count, all right? This thing breaks it, doesn't confirm. This thing breaks it, that is not confirmation. This thing holds it, that is not confirmation. This thing holds it, I need confirmation. But I do see that golden cross right there. I like that if you really want to know the truth, right? And truth be told, this is the biggest candle to the left. This one closed at 140. We closed at 141. I'll take that penny close over. You know what I mean? So I am hoping that we have broken these 4. I'm hoping that the next place we're going to want to go is the 200. Because again, red, 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 green, 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 right? So let me just draw that just to have it. That's pretty much the highest one right there. And then, yeah, this is pretty much the horizontal, I would even say. And that's not even that hard a horizontal, man. I would actually even take it up to that. Yeah, I take it to that. Obviously, this 200 moving average means a little bit more than this 250, but yeah, I think this would want to come to 250, 260 if this thing wasn't there, right? Like red, 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 green, 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 green. It's really interesting, though. I gotta say, this is an odd RSI. I don't know why this thing is going down. But excuse me right there, sorry. But again, I think volume's just been a little bit weak right here. I think if we can get some decent volume, that would be interesting. But what are you looking like after hours? Let me just look. Ooh, nice little move up. I'll take that. But again, don't care about after hours much. I was just curious more than anything. But look, I think NKLA is on the cusp. Maybe we're going to come back down to the 100 one. I would find it very, very difficult for this thing to lose 130 because even the 8's kind of making its way up. I think this is the only thing that's making me a little upset. Otherwise, like I said, I see a golden cross and an 8 going up. I'm glad we got over this right here. I'm drawing this because literally this is the top of that and actually is 50% of that. I don't think that's a bad line, but yeah, this should want to come to 2 is really the more. And look, again, 15 is 10%, right? We're adding 60. That's 10, 20. That's a 40% move from 140 to 2 if it actually hits, right? So that's a hardcore swing if it hits. But yeah, really weird RSI one last time. Oh man, look at this thing, all right? It's actually kind of the same thing I was talking about on this, right? So we do break the 20. I physically see that we are over it. But man, we need a better confirmation candle. And look, this doji, I think basically says next week will let us know what the truth is. This is a better MACD and RSI. That's a little weak volume. I'm surprised we're going down, but yeah, we'll see what happens here. So, yeah, overall, I'm liking it. I'm telling you, I think this weird RSI has me just a little shaken, but overall, I do like NKLA a lot, okay? Lucid, I don't know what this chart looks like. We are doing this live together. That is a nice chart. Ooh, all right, what are we doing? Breaking moving averages is what we're doing, right? Taking the 8, going to the 20, taking the 20, going to the 50. We have taken the 50. We definitely, well, let me take that back. We break it right, like this day does not break it, okay? This opens, you can see it in the box over there, opens at 702, comes down to 690, right? 680, whatever. So this day does not do it. This is our first break. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. This is now I will say I'm glad we're over this and I'm glad that held. I think I need a little more. And end of the day, at this point, I think I actually need this to close around 770. I need you to take the 100 moving average tomorrow. Man, that's a good little spacing right there. And oh, interesting. I'm surprised I put the line right here. I actually thought I should have moved it up to like right there, in all honesty. Clearly, it's basically what held us here, right? But I'm gonna move this really quickly. I'm gonna move it to that because at that point, though, I really think it's the 100 that matters. I'm going to delete this line. I'm actually going to straight delete this line. Look, if this can get over the 100 moving average, I think that's an interesting game right there. I'm going to set an alert for 766. Was it 66 or 56? Shit, sorry. Try not to curse. I didn't mean to say shit. 766. All right, a little dyslexic every now and then. All right, cool. Let me know if we're over that. Again, I want to close over that, right? Like, I don't want to just wick it and go. So that's sometimes that happens with my alerts. Like, an alert is not an immediate buy notification, right? But it's definitely a come check it out. But look at this chart. I think this, oh man, even better, like, look at this thing, okay? So since right here, since January of last year, we have basically been well under the 100 moving average. We break it, but no confirmation, break it, but no confirmation, break it, but no confirmation, break it, no confirmation, break it, no confirmation. That's been the pattern, right? So this 100 line is not going to be easy. And one more time, we need to break it and we need to confirm. But if it can, we're basically going from 7 to 9. Got $2 on this thing is a good swing. You know what I mean? So, and then again, if this can get over the 200 moving average, oh man, there's a lot that this thing would want to do. You know what I mean? So, yeah, interesting. Lucid, I think Nikola looks a little better, in all honesty. I think Lucid's making some really good moves. That's a beautiful, just that golden cross after golden cross after Monday, what should be another golden cross. Truth be told, the MACD and RSI actually looks a little better, and actually the volume looks a little better in Lucid. I don't know if I take my last comment back. I don't know if, you know what I would honestly need to do? I would need more indicators. I would use my The One. This doesn't exist, by the way. There is no member version, just FYI. I haven't thought about the membership thing in a quick minute, but nonetheless, this is where I would want more to be able to distinguish between the two. But truth be told, I like Nikola and I like Lucid. And again, I even said I don't think RIVN's done. So far, they are all looking really good. So let's talk about MULN. All right. You know, if you watch my videos, I am not here to boast or brag about being right. Okay. Knock on wood, I have a lot of viewers that actually do that for me, which I really appreciate. I would rather other people say I'm good than me kind of say I'm good. You know what I mean? But look, MULN just, I've gotten these days right. Okay, this day no one knows. Okay, and this was some short sell news. Like, there is no set of indicators that would have let you know this was the day that we were going to run 70%. One of the things I said though was I was sick this day, so I really didn't trade it, trying not to click there. But once it got over that 8 moving average, once it got into that 14, 15 cent world, it was well worth getting in from there. And what I said was, look, just looking at historically, this thing breaks the 8, goes to the 20 and fails. Breaks the 8, goes to the 20 and fails, right? It's what it does. So I felt comfortable buying after hours and setting a sell at 25. Because again, I was on this day, and if you can look in the box over there, that 20 moving average was at 25. This again was, and yeah, obviously it went more. Was I sad that I didn't close it a little higher? No, right? Like, dude, that was literally making money in my sleep, right? Like, I bought this thing before 5 p.m. my time. I sold it, if I had to guess, somewhere around the 3 o'clock, 4 a.m. time, my time, right? Because I'm Pacific. So yeah, that's beautiful. The next thing I said was, I don't think Friday's going to do well. I made videos back to back and I said, I don't think Friday's going to do well. I said I was holding 0 position after hour. Like, and what does it do? It does what it historically does. It gets to the 20 and fails. It gets to the 20 and fails. I need this thing to do something. One more time, I knew it was going to get to the 20. I knew it was going to get to the 20. There is no guarantee. There is no such thing as I know. And I know I just said that, right? But I was confident enough to put my money into that, right? I also knew that this thing was going to go down. I was confident enough to take all my money out before eating a 13% loss, right? So at this point, what am I expecting? I'll be honest with you. I'm expecting it to come back down. I am. Now, I've seen this thing kind of do a little bit of like, that's a little bit of a horizontal right there on the 8, right? But this right here is actually the most the 8 moving average has gone up in a while, okay? And let's even just look at this, okay? Obviously, there are way more sells than buys, but this volume is now actually starting to pick up. Like, I actually genuinely believe we're going to come back to holding 5 million shares on a regular day. This thing has done it. Oh, get out of here. I think with the split numbers, bad things happen. But like, you should remember, if you're a mullen trader, this stock is generally in the 250 million shares or more, right? So I think if volume can keep up, if I can see this 8 start, actually holding horizontal, end of the day, look, and we've seen it on this stock as well. You go down, you go horizontal, and you want to go up, but it ends up going down, all right? I'm seeing us go down. We're actually, like I said, going up more than horizontal, but we're essentially, in my head, gonna go horizontal until we can prove we're like, breaking the 20 is the look, and I said it again, and I'll say it right here. If this thing can make me believe we've broken 26 cents, I will go to Home Depot, I will get myself a 19-foot moving van, and I will fill it up with shares and run from 26 to 20, basically 25 to 75. I will fill a moving van with shares if this thing can make me believe, all right? Even like, it's done it before. It's broken the 20, kind of come back and then gone. That's really what I'm expecting. This actually did it straight. Broke the 20 and ran. Broke the, you know what I mean? Like, it did it 3 times in a row right here. Actually 4 or 5, right? Like, it knows how to do it when it knows how to do it. Lately, it just doesn't know how to get over the 20. And I'm telling you, I'm willing to believe it can go from the 8 to the 20 because it's proven that to me. I just am not ready to believe yet we're going to the 20 to 50, right? So just my thoughts here. I do think RIVN, NKLA, and Lucid are better than MULN still. I need more. End of the day, I need this thing to close over 22 cents. I know I have an alert for 26. I'll do it again just in case you didn't watch the last video. 26 cents is the money line. Like, that's where, like I said, bringing in a 19-foot truck and like, let's load, right? Let's look at Tesla. This is beautiful. All right. As long as Tesla is doing well, there's no reason to believe the other ones are going to do bad. Okay. Make sure you're looking at NASDAQ. NASDAQ's kind of doing this little, what's going to happen with the 20 dance. I'll be honest, I got a little scared right here. I'm a little surprised Friday did as well as it did. I'm still not convinced though, because that's actually an ugly MACD. That's actually an ugly RSI, and those aren't good 3 days of volume, right? So I actually, in the back of my head, I'm wondering if we're going to lose this 20 moving average, and I think come to here. I think we're going to come to this 13.2 plateau. But until that happens, as long as we're, excuse me, over the 20, and as long as Tesla is still holding, I think there's reason to believe that the other ones are going to do okay. And look, we've broken all the moving averages. The 8 and the 20 are our friend. Again, even Tesla, if the 8 and the 20 are not your friend, it's hard to break those lines. But once you've got them, once you can start bouncing on them and using them, man, it's just as hard to lose them. You know what I mean? So I am not here saying really, really bad things are happening, but I can see this maybe coming down to 260. But one more time, if NASDAQ decides, nah, you know what, we're going to keep going up, we're in an interesting place, right? Because again, let's just make a line. Let me just draw this line right here. I haven't drawn new lines here in a while, but I do think this is a good one. All I see is green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 green, 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 red, red, like ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. If we can get into this, this should be a quick up. You know what I mean? So, and then these are my golden lines. We're still not quite there, but yeah, that was when money was just silly. You know what I mean? So, cool. I think this was actually a really good review here. Hey, let me know if you disagree with anything. Otherwise, you know I appreciate your time. Thank you. Thank you.